Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Chris with the C. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for joining me today. Guys, on the table we have the Team Corrali Asuga XLR 6S. It's a roller, guys. I want to say a massive thank you to Team Corrali for sending this over for the purpose of these videos. Really impressed obviously by the synchro as you've seen previously on the channel, guys, and I've been dying to get my hands on this one. Now, big fan of this chassis. He's essentially very much shares a lot of the parts from the Kagama, but I've seen one of these in action and they absolutely rip. So I'm quite excited to get this. Now, this isn't going to go up in the air. This is going to be completely a ground basher for me. And I'm quite excited to show you guys. What I'm going to do in a second is I'm going to put the head cam on. We're going to unbox it. I'll show you through the car. And what I'm also going to do is essentially show you all the electrics and everything else that I've got planned to go in there. This one, I've got a feeling is going to be a bit of a keeper. As you know, I'm big into my kind of ground attack, ground assault, that sort of thing. And yeah, absolutely awesome. The Team Corrali have actually asked me to have a look at this. It is a 6S car. Essentially, this is a buggy, guys. But one thing to mention, and this is kind of the big talking point about this car. I know you've probably seen tons of videos of this. I know, I understand this. But it is 15 times bigger than a 1/8 scale buggy. So you're going to get a lot more stability, a lot more kind of ease of being able to use that 6S power. It's going to be more stable in the corners, you know, easier to control, be able to lay the power down a little bit better. So yeah, I'm quite excited, very excited actually. I'm going to put the head cam on now. We're going to show you through the car and let's go from there. Come on in. Right guys, so welcome back. Team Corrali Asuga XLR 6S. One thing to mention, guys, as I mentioned before, it is an XL chassis. Now what do I mean by that? This essentially is going to be 15 times bigger than a standard 1/8 scale buggy, and as I mentioned, what that is going to give you is a lot easier to use the power, a lot more stable, and just generally it's kind of got that bulk to it, guys, that maybe like a 1/8 scale truggy would have. Just a big beastly buggy. As you can see, guys, pro roller chassis, that's what they're classing it as, 4-wheel drive. So it has got a front center and rear diff. Many of you guys, there's going to be tons of videos of this on the internet, but obviously I'm giving you my take on it. Up to 65 mile an hour with the right gear in and obviously the right electrics. You could probably do a little bit more than that, to be honest with you, with some tuning. Let's have a look on the side. As you can see, guys, I have gone for the red. That's the color what we got on the box. Very much like the Kagama. Obviously, you've got the CNC machined 5mm aluminium shock towers and also the aluminium shocks. The oversized HD composite suspension arms with the alloy rings that I showed you again on the Kagama. This heavy-duty hybrid chassis. Now, I'll show you that in a second. It's quite an interesting design, and what that actually does is keep the center of gravity low, and also so you can put the buggy body on. Big thing, these spring steel drive joints, so obviously your diffs and your out drives on your front and rear diff, they all use these spring steel. I did use those on the Kagama, and I thought they were absolutely top notch. I didn't have any issues with them at all. CNC machine steel gears. Obviously you've got the center diff is a full CNC machined aluminium case. The oversized composite pillar ball steering hubs, and this was quite interesting, guys. The hinge pin holders on here are there's a really interesting design to that, but they are 8mm thick and they are CNC machined. What we're going to do, guys, is quickly flip it open. Now, caveat, guys, here, and full disclosure, I will say I have had a quick peek inside the box, just like I normally would with any sort of car that comes to the house. And I'm quite excited to get tucked into this one. She's a beauty. Straight away, I will say. What an absolutely awesome looking vehicle. Now, I've gone for the roller, alright, and I'm quickly going to go over, before I tuck into the car, I'm going to quickly go over what I got planned for this. As you can see on the table over there, I have got some electrics and everything that I've gone and purchased. We've got the instruction manual. I'll show you that in a second. Let's move the car out of the way. Now, electrics wise, all right, I have salvaged some stuff, and I've also got some new stuff, as you can see over there. We are going to be fitting a 40mm Surpass rocket fan. I'm going to change the wheel nuts out to some rated wheel nuts. I'm going to be using my highly rated DS3235 Pro servo. I really like these. Plenty of speed, plenty of power. Really going to be absolutely awesome inside here. And bearing in mind, as you can see over there, I do have a hobby wing system to go in there, so I can run this on 8.4 Beck. Also going to be using my FlySky handset, so I've got a receiver for that as well. So I've salvaged a few bits and also bought a few new parts. Now, power system wise, we've gone with this full Max 8 combo, all right, that I purchased from Model Sport. So a big shout out to those guys for hooking me up. Didn't get any discounts, actually paid, you know, as you know, full price for this. But it's a Max 8 combo. Let's just get it out. And what I've gone with, guys, is the G2 system. So obviously you're going to go for a full censored system on the car. We've gone for a 4278 2250 kV motor. Now, I believe what's standard in here is a 2050 kV motor. So we are going up a little bit on the kV, so that should give us a little bit more wheel speed. But I've gone for a larger size can. And yeah, this should give me plenty of power in the car. I've got a Max 8 in my Typhon. It's been absolutely awesome, 160 amps. But I've never ever had the opportunity to run it in full censored, so that's actually going to be fitted into the vehicle. I will be doing a sort of build, should we say. I'm going to diff tune this as well. Now, when I say diff tune, I'm probably going to go with stock diff fluids, but when I'm building the car up, right, let's get this body undone. How do you get into it? That's a question. Right, I think what I'm going to do here is maybe break this bag. Oh, no, there you go. Oh, there you go. Right, let's get the body off. Let's have a quick look at the body, shall we? Okay. Yeah, and I do like... That's a lovely looking red. Really nice. As you know, black and red, I've had plenty of black and red cars on the channel, and it was something, when I seen it I was like, yeah, that's a bit of me. I do like these little details that Corelli add onto the body as well, strengthening where you actually mount your body pins in as well. Like the graphics are really nice. You've got obviously the faux fan in the rear. Yeah, nice big body there. And again, I haven't had any issues with previous Team Corellis. The bodies do tend to hold up. It does look a little bit thin here, so I might add some shoe glue or maybe some Gorilla Tape to strengthen that up. I don't think it's going to land on the roof very often. As I say, this is more of a ground basher for me. So yeah, really nice looking. I do like the look of that body. I've never had a problem with the pins either. The pins come in and out of the body post, no issues at all. Yeah, absolutely awesome there. Right, okay, this is the moment. This is what you've actually been waiting for, guys. So 1/8 scale XL chassis, guys. So essentially it's a much bigger chassis, and obviously you've got the bigger wheels as well. As first, I know you've got to do it. Let's check the suspension. Man, that does feel nicely tuned out of the factory, actually. Front feels... No, they actually feel... Yeah, they actually feel nicely tuned. Let's feel the diffs. Feels a little bit light. Again, oh, hold the back wheels. Yeah, it feels a little bit light. Obviously, you got your battery tray. Obviously, your ESC mounting point here. You've got this little holder, and I do like that detail actually. This little holder there for obviously your power switch to go into, so that actually captures a power switch right there. You've got, as I mentioned, your sprung steel outdrives. As you can see, you've got them on both sides of the drivetrain here and both sides of the drivetrain there. Again, on the outer outdrives of the differential, you've got them there, and I believe, yeah, they are on the wheels as well, if you look there as well, guys. The wing, now the funny thing is, one of the upgrades a lot of people do with the Kagama is actually use the Asuga wing mount. As you can see, you've got the cross brace in here. Okay, so you get these composite. Let's have a look now. Let me just turn the camera down just slightly for you guys. There you go. Right, you've got these composite tower to tower braces here that actually run across the bottom of the chassis there, and then they're strengthened up by these aluminium braces here, which obviously then grabs onto the center diff. So there's a hell of a lot of bracing between the, as you can see, comes through, it triangulates then obviously to the center diff. Center diff is a solid piece, and then down to the back, and then into the rear. Aluminium shock towers, I don't know exactly what sort of grade of aluminium those are, but I do believe there's plenty of upgrades available. CVD joints in the front, full obviously stabilizer bars there as well. Suspension feels really nice, it's got no issues there. Standard affair for the receiver box, as you can see. Servo goes in this side. Nice that they've actually added servo horn as well. You've got a full adjustable motor mount there as well. Aluminium as well, and they are using, from what I can gather by the looks on things, they look like 3mm cap head screws, M3s there. So yeah, that's nice that obviously they've gone with a larger screw to hold the motor mount in place. Differential, as you can see inside, is full aluminium. Let's have a look at the bottom of the chassis. So bottom of the chassis, I believe this is 6061 not 7075, but I will say I didn't have an issue with this aluminium from Team Corally on the Kagama. The chassis seemed to hold up really, really well. A couple of finer details I want to point out as well is, as you can see, the arms are all captured by these aluminium stays. You've got obviously here where your hinge pins go through, so there's no slack. Basically, this is taking up any slack in the steering. All the screws have used these little washers underneath, obviously, again, anodized. Arms are nice and oversized. It does look like you can add the carbon fiber into the arms on these, so I might actually get that upgrade for this one, because I do believe I'm going to be keeping this. I'm a big fan of buggies, as you know, so lately I've been using loads of buggies, and I think this is going to suit my needs a lot. Steering bell crank looks very much the same as what's in the Asuga. A normal, sprung bell crank there with a servo saver, composite servo saver. So I might see if there's an upgrade I can actually add to put a metal servo saver on. The Ackerman again is 6061. You have got these little winglets on the arms here. Can you see that, guys? Alright, you got these little winglets. Well, that's quite cool that they've added those. Obviously, I don't know whether that is to strengthen or possibly push the front end down at speed. I don't know, you tell me. But it doesn't look like they're just... Oh, yeah, obviously you've got your adjustable pillow balls on the front. On the rear, though, your camber links, they are a fixed affair. But I will say the one thing I noticed is your toe-in and your camber from stock with the Team Corallis, they don't seem to have an issue. Full ball raced. The differentials on these are really, really nice. They come shimmed from the factory as well, so I do believe they're easy access. Yeah, as you can see, easy access. You've got 4 screws holding the diff in. Remove your stabilizer bar here, and obviously that will give you access to your differential. You have got these, as I mentioned earlier, these hinge pin holders. Now the beauty of these, again, very much like the Kagama, they are I believe these are, what did I say they were? I think they were 6 or 8 millimeters thick, but at the bottom, guys, they're actually captured from here. So what happens is they come up through the chassis, All right, and then as you can see, you've got the top of the screw head here, which will actually capture the hinge pin holder for you. And I believe it's the same on the rear. Yeah, as you can see, on the rear is exactly the same. Wing mount does seem to be nice and stout and sturdy. I'm hoping that the plastics on the wing mount are going to be a little bit better than what was on the Kagama. I haven't seen anyone complaining about Asuga wing. The wheels themselves, composite, obviously composite. You do have, now, one of my bugbears, as you noticed, I've already thought ahead and I've got some wheel nuts to be added. They don't come with serrated wheel nuts, but after talking to my contact in Corrali, Lucas, the guy's name is, he did mention that obviously you can Loctite the wheel nuts on. Now, yes, I'm not going to say that the non-serrated wheel nuts are better than the serrated, but I've been using them on a few of my cars now, and I will say, once you've added Loctite, I haven't had any wheels come off. Now, as you know, I have had a past history of wheel nuts coming off on the vehicles. I've started adding Loctite to them, and voila, that issue's gone away. Battery straps, I believe these are what are they looking at? Well, I know one thing, they're thick, whichever way you look at it. I'm not sure how thick they are, but they are thicker than standard battery straps as well. Overall impressions, the fit and finish of the vehicle is nice. They have got as well, I've just noticed by there, as you can see, that little piece of metal in there to actually join. Does it? Yeah, so you've got a piece of metal that goes right the way through the chassis there and joins the two. So you've actually got metal to metal on the top mount, obviously tying in with the differential case, and then you've got a piece of aluminium underneath that joins each tower. So yeah, it's nice that they've done that. So obviously it's a completely triangulated design on the chassis. There's a fair old amount of room there for obviously your motor. Now I can't tell you exactly what the biggest motor is to go in there because I haven't had to play around with it yet, but I would imagine tops, just judging at it, you might get away with a 4282 in there. It might be a bit tight, but definitely with a 4278 you're going to be fine. But overall fit and finish of the vehicle I'm very impressed with. Again, like I say, I didn't particularly have an issue with the Kagama other than there were a few little bugbears. Now, with the difference with the Kagama, and I kept going on about it, it was an absolutely cracking 4S vehicle, okay? The reason being was the way the car drove. Now, with this being a little bit lower centre of gravity, the lower profile on the wheels, more of a buggy layout, I do believe that 6S in this thing is going to be a lot more stable than what the Kagama was. Number one, obviously, ballooning of the wheels is really going to help the way the car works anyway. Number two, obviously that lower centre of gravity is obviously going to help the car be more stable in corners. I will say though, if you look at the gap underneath the chassis, even though it's a buggy, guys, because of the oversized design of it, you're still going to have plenty of clearance there. So I'm hoping that the couple of areas that I've got in mind, that I'm going to be able to nail the throttle on this one and have some awesome fun in the dust. Steering seems nice and loose. I haven't really got too much more to say about this a second, but other than, yeah, quality seems right up there. As you can see, you've got oversized pillow balls here. Again, captured on the ends of the arms. It does look like you have only got one. No, I tell a lie. You've got two mounting points at the top for the shocks, but at the bottom you've only got one. Again, on the rear, that's the same there. Now you might be able to actually, even if you wanted to, could possibly, if you want to go bring the suspension even further, you could really drill a hole in them if you wanted to. I don't think you'd need to, mind, I'll be honest. But overall, guys, very impressed with the fit and finish of the vehicle. The other thing to mention is obviously these big hefty skid plates. Again, very much like the Kagama. You have got these big hefty skid plates, maybe not quite as big as what's on the Kagama, mind, but still, again, It's nice that they've added this in. I have noticed on my Creighton that, for example, I don't actually have that skid plate, and so seeing it on this vehicle, I will say that's a nice touch. Front bumper, not very big, but typical sort of buggy look as well. But let's have a look what's in the packaging, shall we? So in the packaging, guys, obviously you've got your instruction manual. Let's just open this up. It's nice that Team Corrali, I will say the instruction manuals are top notch. I had to do some work on the Synchro the other day. I can't get it open. I had to do some differential work on the Synchro, and I didn't have any issues at all with it, especially trying to find the information I needed. Let's have a look. So instruction manual in there. You're going to have, obviously, a little bit of information about the vehicle, your layout, obviously, where your receiver box and everything is. It does also include, the instructions for the RTR, so I can kind of understand, two manuals or one manual. I mean, basically, if you're using an RTR, you'll know the difference, guys. Showing you how to install your servo, receiver installation. Let's have a look now. 6S, what they're actually saying is, if you installed an 18-tooth pinion, miles per hour, on 6S, you're going to get 89 mile an hour. No, that's subject to battery, motor, driving conditions, where you're running it, so on and so forth. Let's have a look. Now, I believe the spur in this vehicle is 46 tooth. Yeah, I think it's 46 tooth. So I'm going to be going, I believe, with a 14 tooth pinion. I will have to check that actually. Factory fitted. So factory fitted is 13 tooth. There you go. So 13 tooth pinion on 6S should get you 64 mile an hour. That's going to be plenty in this, guy, especially for bashing about with. You could go up to 14 tooth, as I say, usable but not recommended. Not recommended at your own risk is obviously at the high end here, but it's nice that I've got the scale there. Showing you how to mesh, obviously, your motor. Let's have a look. So we've got, obviously, the weights they recommend. Front is 1,000, and in the rear, it looks like 800. So, and I could kind of believe that, actually, to be honest with you. I did think that the front was slightly tougher. Nice little breakdown, obviously, of the shocks. Let's just move it on again. How to take your differentials out. Let's have a look. What differential fluids they recommend in factory. So the front diff is 30, centre diff is 100, and the rear is 20. Again, no issues with that at all, actually, to be honest with you, because again, it's a buggy. You want to kind of keep the diffs light. I will check with ballooning when we first run this. I obviously, if I think the front wheels are ballooning more, I might stiffen up the centre diff. But again, it is a buggy, so obviously I'm giving you kind of the idea of where you are with the truck. I wouldn't really want to go much more than 200 on the centre diff on this, but 100 out with the factory. Little breakdown of your parts, how to put your differentials together and everything else, and then you got your parts numbers. Very, very comprehensive. I like what they do. Again, just giving you all the parts and information you need to get you going as well. Some things to check out. Now, one thing to mention here, guys, and my contact Lucas wanted me to mention, guys, if you scan that QR code, okay, on the manual, it will take you to the Corrali website, all right? On there, you'll be able to find something called one-page manuals. So let's say you're looking for, I don't know, I'm going to work on the centre diff here, okay? You go on to one-page manuals, and what it will actually do is give you all the information you need about that centre diff. You want to work on, I don't know, the outdrives, or you want to work on the steering, or you'll do some shock work. All that information on the website, and I love what they've done there, actually. On your phone, obviously, go to one-page manuals. There you go, you've got it in front of you. You can actually see directly. I mean, I'm a stickler. I do use the manuals that come with the vehicle. A lot of people don't. remember, one-page manuals is quite an important thing. They love that idea at Team Corelli, and I think it's a good idea, really, to be honest with you. What they've done is broken down each part of the car to make it more digestible for you to actually learn and then work on your vehicle. Nice they've included a little key ring. I'm going to add that to my keys. I haven't actually got one of them. And this is the included 13-tooth pinion. You've got your obviously your antenna tube. It does look like, again, they've provided some nice hefty cap head screws there for the motor mount. Obviously, you've got the ones on top here for the adjusting the position of your mesh, but then obviously the ones that go into the motor. You've got your cap there, and grub screws. Then obviously for the pinion, I believe, is that for the pinion? Might be. Also, obviously, tightening your antenna in. But yeah, one-page manuals, guys, definitely get used to it. It's definitely something to point out. I think that's going to be absolutely awesome. I'm really looking forward to setting this up. As I mentioned, so 35 kilo in this is going to be more than enough to turn those front wheels, especially with the profile of the tyres. I am going to be adding AVC onto the vehicle as well, just to keep that back end in tow. I don't think we're going to have much problems with the way the vehicle runs anyway. The other thing is, as I mentioned, we are going to be adding a fan to the motor as well, just to make sure the temperatures stay down. And I can't wait to get this system into the vehicle, guys. It's gonna be an absolute machine. Two friends of mine from RC Bashers Ceredigion, Craig and Lenny. Lenny actually owns one of these, and he ran it on the weekend, and fair shout, it was an absolute machine. He's actually running his, guys, on 8S. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to run it on 6S, what it's designed for, but I totally respect what he's doing. He's put a 8S power system in there, and the thing is an absolute machine. Big shout out to Lenny and obviously Craig. Guys, as I mentioned before, check their YouTube channel out, Craig's Crash and Bash. But big shout out to Model Sport for hooking me up with these as well. I'm quite excited to run a censored system in a vehicle as well. I want to say a massive thank you, obviously, to Team Corelli, obviously asking for me to do these videos as well, guys. As you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down. Break the car down, check over the diffs and everything before I run it. Then we're going to install all the electrics, and then I should be able to give you the first run. We've got the weather for it now, so it's going to be amazing running this vehicle on the sort of grounds it's designed to run on. Grass, gravel, dust, that sort of thing. I might jump it. I don't think I will, to be honest with you, because I don't think I want to wreck this one. I actually want to enjoy this for the purpose it's made of. Around Garth Park, this is going to be an absolute unit. Right, I'm going to pause the video 2 seconds, guys. Let's go heads up, and I'll see you in a second. Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so Team Corelli Asuga XLR 6S. Man, this thing looks an absolute weapon just sat there. I'm really excited to get this out and really excited to run it. I can't wait to build it, guys. I mean, I'm also excited actually to put a sensor system in my car after all this time. And all the videos on the channel, I've never actually tried out a hobby wing system, so that's going to be interesting. I've had obviously the ESCs, but I've never actually tried out a full centered system. This, I believe, especially around the areas I'm going to be running it in, is going to be an absolute unit. Got to say, the build quality on it is absolutely sublime, really nice. I'm hoping this all holds up to exactly the sort of punishment that I deal out, because let's be honest, I'm not the best driver in the world, but I'm really looking forward to actually running this vehicle. Guys, thank you very much obviously for watching the videos as well. I really do appreciate it, all the likes, shares and subscribes on the channel. If you're not subscribed, guys, please remember to hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. A good percentage of you, 65% of you, not actually subscribed to the channel, so please help me get to, you know, whether it be chucking a like on a video or subscribing to the channel. It all helps, guys. It takes 2 minutes of your time, and I really do appreciate it if you could do it, guys. I'm going to leave you with a few arty-farty shots of the car. I'm going to a bit of music, and next time you see this, we're going to be cracking into the car, putting the electrics in, setting it all up, getting this ready for its maiden voyage. Massive thank you to Team Corelli, obviously, for allowing me to do these videos. I really do appreciate it, honestly. Not much. Check the box at the end of the videos, guys, for more videos. I'll catch you in the next one.